I'm the juvenile court judge in the Lookout Mountain Circuit, one of two, and I have mainly Catoosa County in my jurisdiction. Juvenile court does two different types of cases. One is the classic DJJ or delinquency type case. These are cases that if the young persons are below a certain age, they get treated differently. If they're above a certain age, which is kind of an issue at the legislature right now, they would go to Superior Court. That it would be for things that would be a crime if they were above a certain age. The other aspect of juvenile court work involves deprivation or dependency cases. These are cases where, of no fault of the child, there is a family crisis. Very often related to drugs, very often related to inadequate home or any other type thing that endangers a child's well-being. We continued to hold court throughout the pandemic because when you're dealing with removing children from homes, that is an essential court. And so we made all of our deadlines to have prompt hearings, and we continue to do so now. Interestingly enough, in the delinquency cases, there was a really steep decline in those cases during the pandemic. The way we figure, everybody was staying home. A lot of the attractions that draw kids out, and stores and arcades and things like that, were closed. So they stayed at home, and consequently, our delinquency cases in 2020 were half of what they usually are. So that's the good news. That's the bright side. We also the legislature is about to change the age of the threshold where a young person committing an offense would go to, which is now the age of 17. Now it's going to be changed if this legislation passes next year, and a lot of people think it will, to where 17-year-olds will no longer go to Superior Court, but the line would be at 18. So that would give this court a lot more young people. A lot of people are not for that. It's a debate, but we're one of the fewer states that treat 17-year-olds as adults. The prosecutor will always have the ability to, on certain offenses, ask the Superior Court to take a serious offense of a child even younger than 17 and treat them as an adult. We've used a system called WebEx that you may hear other courts have used. It's kind of like Zoom, but it's pretty good quality. Thanks to our county tech team, we've been able to keep it going and keep our bandwidth strong, and it's worked well. People who do not have computers can call in the hearings on their phones. We always try to have them identify themselves so that we can put their name in the square, if not their face, if they're just calling in. Today, we're back to full resumption. We are still doing some hearings that are not critical hearings through WebEx, but the delinquency cases that are now picking up again and traffic cases are all in person. We are still requiring personal protective equipment and social distancing in the courtroom. So I would say from all of the courts, from my perspective, all the courts you're going to hear from tonight, the state of the judiciary and the court system in Catoosa County is sound.